My magic is gone, I repeat. Adriana stares at me with hopelessness in her gray eyes, her dark magic flaring around her like a protective exoskeleton. She paces the length of the room she designed for me here in the Highland Coven. The room could be a carbon copy of the room I had in our home in Salem, minus the lack of windows, since the Coven's hideout is underneath the hills. She even painted the rock walls the same shade of blue as my childhood bedroom, and scavenged a white vanity with the same chip in the mirror. "What do you mean your magic is gone?" Idina demands, pulling my attention from my half-sister's pacing. My best friend runs her hands through her long blonde hair, tucking loose strands behind her pointed ears. I know it hasn't even been 24 hours since she emerged, but seeing her with fey ears and wings is still unsettling. "I can't feel it," I say, reaching again into the pit of my stomach to see if I can locate my raw magic. I come up empty. "It can't be gone," Adriana laments. "No, she's right," Idina says, pushing the white comforter off her lap and standing up from her spot beside me on the bed. She walks to the wall of the bookshelves, filled with everything from textbooks to my favorite fantasy books written by mortals. Idina stops by the largest bookcase next to the door. Her fingers trail a line of frost across the tomes, showing her inner nerves even as her face remains impassive. She shakes her hands, releasing a giant icicle that sticks in the fuzzy gray carpet, and then goes back to her search, her fingers thawed and her magic under control. She plucks a large medical book from the shelf and starts flipping through it with purpose. "Here," she says, walking back and sitting beside me again. She reads, "Magic is tied to a witch's life force. While magic can be weakened from disuse, illness, or malicious magical intent, it can never be removed without killing the witch in question." "Oh!" Adriana exclaims, her gray eyes clouded in a vision. "Try this!" She plucks her wand from within her black robes and hands it to me. "I've never had to use a wand before," I remind her, and she makes a motion urging me on. I sigh heavily, frowning at the unfamiliar weight of the wood. I give it a flick and feel magic spark through the end as the book in Idina's hand rises into the air and zooms back to its place on the bookshelf. Adriana releases a breath, her shoulders sinking from her ears, and she plops her thin frame into an armchair. "So Archer just fucked up your raw magic?" Idina surmises, and I wince. The image of the prince engulfed in hellfire and shooting white-hot flames at me dances in my memory. "I guess I should be grateful," I grumble. Hellfire is typically a death sentence. It devours everything in its path, and no one has survived a direct hit from the magical fire. I'm lucky to be alive.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.